Welcome to episode 78. This is TBR Wrestling Entertainment. It's time for a flashback review, episode 78. Wrestlemania 8 is the show. Let's get right down to it. The show kicks off with Shawn Michaels versus Tito Santana. Shawn Michaels with a crossbody. Um, it was a pretty good match. A really good opener for WrestleMania 8. Shawn Michaels had recently turned on Ronnie Jannetty at the Royal, like a couple weeks before the Royal Rumble. So Shawn Michaels is a newly heel, and I think having a win over a guy like Tito Santana is good. Tito Santana is a very talented guy. I always loved Tito Santana's work. Shawn Michaels, his work speaks for himself too. And Shawn Michaels really needed this win, and he got it. And right guy won, I believe, and it really solidified Shawn Michaels as a future Intercontinental Champion at the time. The Undertaker would defeat Jake the Snake Roberts via Tombstone on the floor. This match was good. Not close to what it's Undertaker's greatest match at WrestleMania. But early in his career, this was Undertaker's best match. Jake the Snake Roberts would hit two DDTs at Undertaker. Undertaker would end up tombstoning on the floor, pinning him. This is the first time we saw Undertaker as a good guy. It was the first time he was a face. And fans were behind the Undertaker. Jake the Snake Roberts, one of the best workers in the business, losing to Taker, putting Taker over, which was cool. This is pretty much end of the feud, I believe. If I recall, this is the end of the feud. Jake didn't do too. It was kind of off and on after this. This is kind of near the end of Jake the Snake Roberts' first WWE run. The pinnacle of his first WWE run. But it was good. Our next match was, to me, the match of the night. The IC title match. Bret Hart defeating Roddy Piper to win the Intercontinental title back. It was an amazing match. I loved the match. The storytelling was amazing. I loved every bit of the match. I could watch it over and over again. Just, the Intercontinental title to me back then meant so much more, because you see, when you won the Intercontinental title, it meant something. Not only to the wrestler, to the fans, because you're like, this guy's going to be something big in the years to come. And when you know Bret Hart wins the Intercontinental title for, I think, the second or third time, a couple years down the road, becomes WWE champion. About 15, 20 years down the road, becomes a Hall of Famer. Roddy Piper, a great worker himself. It was he had a short first title run in his career, but he was transitional. That's what it was. It was a transitional champion. Mountie beat Bret Hart for the title. For the next pay-per-view, it was like 2 weeks later, Piper beat Mountie. Then that was at the Rumble. Now here at WrestleMania 8, we have Piper win. Bret Hart winning back on that. So, best match of the night, everybody. Next match, we have Big Boss Man, Virgil, Sergeant Slaughter, and Jim Duggan versus the Nasty Boys, Repo Man, and the Mountie. Boss Man, Virgil, Slaughter, and Duggan win. I didn't care for this match. I drifted in and out of this match. I had no caring of it whatsoever. It was alright. The only person I liked in the match were the Big Boss Man and Duggan. I was not a Nasty Boys fan. I was not a Mountie fan. I didn't care for Virgil. I'm not a huge Slaughter fan. I never liked him. I think they got away from Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, he's a great worker. I just never a fan of him. But I was a big Boss Man fan. And Jim Duggan, I loved Jim Duggan when I was a little kid. And, I saw him live like a year ago. He was fucking amazing. He had a crown in his hands. But, it was what it was. The next match of the night, we had Tatanka defeats Rick Martel in a decent mid-card match. Tatanka is a decent worker. Rick Martel, he's a good heel. Always has been. Not so much a fan of his wrestling ability. I mean, I'm not saying he don't have none. I just never bought him as a big mid-carder. I just thought he could have been a jobber, and it would have made no difference to me. But Tatanka gets the win here at WrestleMania. Next, we see Randy Savage defeating Ric Flair to win a WWF title. And, I have a problem with the match. The storyline to me felt rushed. That's why you don't care much for the match. Savage wins. Savage and Flair, two of the best in history. They had a good match. It would have been better if it was Flair and Hogan for the first time ever, like on TV, because Hogan has said they had house shows against each other, but it just felt like it should have been, the pay per view would have been so much better if you had Hogan and Flair for the title. It would have meant more. Next match, we had the Natural Disasters defeat Money Inc. by countout. I didn't care for the match. Owen Hart defeats Skinner. I'm a big fan of Owen Hart. It was Skinner, to me, was a jobber to me. He did his role well. This is what I miss about wrestling now. Back then you had jobbers to put guys over. Now you kind of do, but you don't. You see, I mean, sometimes they can win, but a jobber, they don't do it like they used to. And I wish they would, because the jobber rule is a big thing in wrestling. It always has been. You think of great jobbers like Broken Brawler, Barry Horowitz, whatever you want to call the guy. But it was a good showing for Owen Hart. Main event pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Hulk Hogan defeats Sid Justice by DQ. Two problems I have with this. I think the main event of WrestleMania should always be for the WWF title. And the main event should never end in disqualification or countout. It should always be a clean win. Always. That's what it was. And to me, it ruined the pay-per-view. It ruined it. It put a bad taste in my mouth. Everybody knows I'm not the biggest Hogan fan. I'm not the biggest Sid Justice fan. But I do realize Hogan was the man of the era, and that's why he was in the main event. But can you just have Hogan and Flair? Maybe have Savage against Justice or something? I don't care. I think it should have been Hogan and Flair. It should have been that match. It would have been so much bigger. Could have possibly been one of the best WrestleManias of all time if that was the main event. I tell you that right there. I would put it above WrestleMania 3, but to me, this show gets a rating of 3.5 stars. I think the next pay-per-view is SummerSlam 1992. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's SummerSlam 92. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Make sure you check out my Raw review on Monday. Also, next week there will be a change in schedule. I will be doing a TNA review. I'm starting to get back into TNA, so there will be a TNA review. Make sure you check that out. Comment, subscribe, like, comment what pay-per-view you want me to review, and I will do it as soon as I can. Any topics you want me to talk about, just comment down below. If you want to add me on Facebook, I'll put my description box. I'll put my info in the description box. You can add me. I always accept it. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.